Hi, I'm Dr. Craig Brown. I'm here today to talk to you about, well, how to get to the place. Place is a very interesting place to be. I've been on a journey to the place for a while now, and want to share it with you. There are 8 pieces of the puzzle of the place. There may be more as I develop. Well, we were very fortunate to be given a unbelievable machine, our bodies. When we were born, our bodies are the perfect digestion, assimilation, and excretory machine on the planet. We take it for granted at times, but the medical world really knows how complex it is because we really quite have not figured it completely out. At least mainstream medicine hasn't. In my opinion, they haven't gone to the crux of the problem. The crux of the problem is where the disease starts or what causes the disease. And in my opinion, very soon after we're born, we're a vesicle for every bacteria, every parasite, every virus, and every yeast that tries to compete with us on this planet. And by the virtual nature of what these microorganisms are, they are in competition with us and our health. So what do we do about it? Well, there's there's 8 things that we do about it. Number 1, let me give you an analogy. Say you buy yourself a Ferrari or a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, whatever your preference is, whatever you think that car that you're gonna love, that you're gonna fall in love with. What would you feed that car? What would you put in? When you drove up, if they recommended premium octane gasoline, would you put premium octane gasoline? If they recommended you coming in every 3,000 miles to change your oil, would you change your oil every 3,000 miles? If they recommended 700-mile check, the answer would be if you cared. If you worked hard enough for that, in quotes, prize, that your prized possession, would you work very hard to keep it optimized, to keep it working at an optimal level, to keep it young, to keep it like the day you got it? I would have to think that, unless you have 10 of them, which none of us, well, nobody I know does, you would do exactly what I mentioned. You would maintain it to the highest degree, and for maintaining it in that fashion, you would what? You would optimize its performance. It would drive better, it would not break down on the highway. It would be able to do everything that it was supposed to do from day one. If you didn't take care of it, it's going to break down. I don't care how much you paid for that car, it's going to break down. So what I see, how I see life, is basically a process of breaking down. When we are in our early ages, our adolescence, our teens, that's when we're pretty much invulnerable, at least on the outside. I still feel, of course, when you're a kid, you want to have some fun. And you want to have lots of fun. And that happens to be with eating what we call junk foods. That's a lot of fun for kids. And I'm not trying to take that away from them. As I said, my program works in stages, and that goes for adults and children and whoever wants to go to the path of the place. I'll describe what happens when you get towards the place, and it's an amazing journey. It's you experience, you feel things that you're supposed to, that not many of us ever reach. Unfortunately, it's been taken away from us. And we have to accept responsibility for it as well. I'm not putting responsibility completely on what's out there for us. I'm not doing that because we all follow our own path, and we all do things differently. So the responsibility is on us for what we want for ourselves and our children and our families. And it really does pertain to, it's not only you taking care of yourself. By taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your family, but you're taking care of your children. Because you can provide better, you can give them better security, you can give better education. And why? Because you're healthier mentally, and I'm stressing mentally, because that will affect you in the workplace. Physically, health-wise, immune system, strength, vitality, that's going to affect your workplace, that's going to affect you financially. Okay, spiritually, absolutely. Emotionally, you're affecting your family. When you don't get into my system, or my journey into the place, you'll see that a lot of people are on mood elevating drugs now, elevating drugs out there. And in my opinion, there's reasons why people can utilize these. There's also reasons why they have to, or they have a need to, more of a need than others. And we're going to get into that later on in this series, because there's a way of attacking that. There's a way of stopping that. There's a way of having a better mood. And I'm not talking about not reacting. I'm not talking about being numb like these drugs do to you. I'm not talking about that. You are going to feel, in fact, you're going to feel a lot more than you do now, whether you're on medications or not. Because the clarity that you get from my program and the cleansing that you get, your senses are way off the charts, where they're supposed to be. And that's why I say, when we are born, I feel that we get an amazing education on a certain level, but we don't get an education on how to stop the problems that I see. Pain of arthritis, pain of aging, pain of arthritis, gastric pain, ulcers, hernias, GERD, constipation, loss of vitality, chronic fatigue syndrome. There's a slew of problems, diseases that we get as we age. These are things that we really don't need to have. And believe me, when you get past that magic number, whatever it be, some's 35, some's 40, some's 45, it starts moving quicker and quicker and quicker till an uncomfortable place. So many patients that I speak to who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s are very depressed and very disappointed with their lives, and suffering from chronic fatigue, they're suffering from pain of arthritis in every joint of their body, and they don't want to move forward. We'll give them medication, but the medication is hurting them down the line in other ways. So you're getting an immediate relief if they get that relief, or somewhat, or percentage of relief. But down the line, I'm not talking about drastically hundreds of years down the line. I'm talking about a couple of years down the line. Could be 2, could be 3, could be 5, and I'm referring to a lot of different cardiovascular drugs. It will give you a good number, and you'll feel like you're doing something good, and then 5 years down the line, you're going to quicken that aging process. So I feel it's always better naturally, especially from the beginning, if you can stop the need for being on medication. If you can go into a doctor's office and he can give you a clean bill of health, you don't need anything. Your cholesterol's fine, your cardiovascular system is clean, your digestive tract is fine, you're in great health. You're 50 years old, and it's always great when you can hear the doctor say, you have the vitality and the profile of a 35-year-old. And you walk out. How many people have that? Not many. And we can even do better than that. And that's what I'm here to give. So back to the car analogy. If you don't give that high octane, if you don't take care of that car like you should your body, that car, that new Ferrari, that new Bentley, that new Rolls Royce is not going to be going anywhere near the performance that the manufacturer told you you're paying for. So, in pertaining to your body, I think that we were all gifted with that Rolls Royce. And I think what we've done is we've been led down a track to believe that we can have more fun doing it the way that the television or the radio or the media tells us is fun. Whether you're smoking a cigarette or whether you drink. And again, you can still live a lifestyle and one of my 3 or 4 stage climb to the place. And the place is having ultimate health, being the best you can be, just like the commercials, being the best you can be. And being the best you can be will make your life different. It will make your financial life different. It will make your physical life different. I mean, since I've been doing this, I lift weights and I work out of the gym. I do martial arts. I do a lot of very physical things I have all my life. I'm doing it faster, stronger, better than I've ever done it before, and with more accuracy. It's amazing for athletes, my regime. It's amazing for weekend warriors, and it's amazing for people who are not even athletic. It's a win-win situation. You're going to be happy at home. You're going to be happy in the workplace. You're going to just have more fun in life. And the most thing I hear now is, but I have to give up this, or I love eating this and that. And it's not only about eating. As I said, it's 8 pieces of the puzzle. Eating is 1 or 2 of them. But I eat delicious food. My food is delicious. I enjoy every taste, and I'm just as happy. And if I'm going to have my cheat days, and I'm not going to say I don't have a cheat meal here and there, I'm a little more strict about it than someone's going to be. But the interesting thing about it is, as you proceed to the process, you want to go to the next little step up. And then you want to keep climbing that little step. And I don't care if you do it in 6 months or a year or 10 years, but you're going towards that. Because we're not going to be able to stop you. Because once you got a taste, and it could take you into maybe stage 2 to feel that, but I think you'll feel better even after stage 1. Most people say they do. Once you have that taste, you want to see what the next level is like. You want to see how you feel. You want to see how you think, how you work, how easy life can be, how much fun it can be, how much love you can feel, how much better it is to make love with your wife and do things together and experience things together and enjoy nature, and it's so beautiful. Life could be so beautiful when you're optimized. So that is where we're going to be taking off from here. I'm going to be getting very specific with it, where what I'm doing with my site, my website that I am doing. I'm trying to bring people together to actually talk about this, to people all over the world who have experienced my journey to some level, and you want to know what their experience is like. You want to know it straight from their mouth, not only mine. Anything that I talk to you about, anything I've ever used, I've treated myself or family with, or friends, or patients, I've seen it work. I won't talk about anything that I'm not sure if it works or not. That's just not the way I'm wired. So it took me many, many years to get to stage 3. So no worries. You have the time, and you'll only get better. Thank you.